Hi there, welcome. This is Lina Knits, my podcast about knitting. This is episode 54, and I'm Lina, and I'm coming to you from my home in Helsinki, Finland. This week I have some whips and some plans, but before we get to them, first a couple of administrative things. Today's the 8th of March, a Thursday, and 1 week from now I will be at the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, the actual marketplace. I will be in Edinburgh already on Wednesday, but so I will be at the marketplace and at the podcast lounge on Thursday and Friday. So Thursday the 15th and Friday the 16th of March 2018. And I would so love to meet you. So do come and say hi if you recognize me and you see me there. I can't wait to go. I think I've been waiting for this ever since I got home from the previous festival. So a whole year, and now it's just 1 more week to go, and I cannot believe that it's finally time to actually go there. I'm so excited about it. So I'll be vlogging about my experience, my time in Edinburgh. If there's anything you would especially like to see from the marketplace or from Edinburgh, just leave a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. The second announcement is equally exciting, at least for me. On March the 15th is the day that I started my business last year. Lina Knits will be 1 year old. And obviously, like I just said, I will be in Edinburgh having a fantastic time, I'm sure, at that date. So I'm starting the celebrations for the anniversary a bit early. So today's Thursday, but I will be uploading this on Friday, so tomorrow for me. And from that day, for 1 week, I will be having a buy 2 get 1 free sale on all of my self-published patterns. I've been working with a graphic designer, like you saw on a couple of episodes ago, that I had a logo done. The same graphic designer has also been working on a layout for my patterns. And the patterns that are now in the new layout and will be updated by the time the sale goes live are the new pattern, New Paths, Carade, Elven Dreams, and Heart in Your Hands. And Heart in Your Hands is a pattern that you can get for free if you sign up for my email list. By signing up, you will get a welcome letter, and there will be a download code for it. So that's one way of seeing the brand new layout fresh. And of course, any pattern purchases from the sale or otherwise are always so very much appreciated. Thank you everyone for your support. I will be talking a bit more about the 1 year anniversary and how I feel about it towards the end of the show, but I just wanted to get this announcement out at the beginning of the episode. Now on to the knitting. Since we've been talking about Edinburgh so much, I thought we would continue on that theme, and because this is the thing that I've mostly been knitting on since the last episode. It is the Winter Sweater by Jennifer Steingast. Steingast. And this is how much I've done. So the yoke, both of the sleeves, and a good bit on the body. I'm actually at the point now where I will start this pattern for the hem. So the total length will be about this. Can you see anything? And why is that? Well, if I measured it correctly, adding the patterning and the rib, it will get the length to be to my hip bone, which is nice. And because I'm starting to run out of the main color, so this is it. And I think I can get it done on time. This evening I'll start working on the patterning, and it should take me 2 or 3 evenings and it's done. There's one more thing that I want to do. I did the, I don't know if you can tell, but this one is a bit looser than the other one, and I want to frog it and re-knit it. I didn't size down for the needle for this. I think I was just being lazy. But once I got to the end of the second sleeve, I just really wanted to make it look neat. So I sized down. I think I'm knitting this the main sweater in 4mm, which is US 6, and I sized down to 3.5mm. I have no idea what that is. And yeah, but I'm not doing that now just in case I'm running short on time. This is a wearable sweater, well, once I weave in all the ends, but I can do that at any point. And yeah, definitely need some blocking. The color work on the ends of the sleeves is really pulling it in, so I need to block it. Well, definitely need to block the whole sweater, but I'm pretty happy with how the color work is looking on the yoke, but the sleeves, I guess knitting with DPNs as instead of circular needles just makes me pull the stitches a bit lighter when doing color work. Right, so Winter Soul by Jennifer Steingas, and the yarns that I'm using here, they are by the Rerum Natura and the Gilead base, their worsted weight base. This is 100% merino, and the main color that I'm using is called Seal, and my contrast colors are Poivre and Poivre Blanc. And like I've said before, I really love knitting with this yarn. It's wonderful to knit with, and the previous sweater that I've done with it has really held up well. So I've got high hopes that this sweater will also be a favorite for many years to come. And the colors, they're just really beautiful, and I love that this is organic wool, and it's non-superwash, which means that you need to hand wash it, but I've never ever thrown a hand knit sweater into the washing machine, even if it is superwash. Socks, yeah, but sweaters never, so that's really not an issue for me. But if it is for you, it's good to know that this one is non-superwash and needs to be hand washed. And I don't really know how they spin the yarn, because it's really lofty, like the yardage on this is quite cute. Let me see. Yeah, 100 grams is 250 meters, which is close to DK weight, isn't it? So, and it's definitely worsted weight. And I think that also makes it really warm since it traps in air a lot. But cannot wait to get this finished and to wear it. And I'm so excited that Maria of the Tuscan Knits podcast will have a matching one. Well, in different colors, but still the same pattern. The other thing that I've been knitting, and I feel that I always take this out when it's really cold. It's the Solace shawl by Woolenberry. And last time I was somewhere here, so I've done quite a lot into another color block. And this is a shawl pattern that you knit with holding a fingering weight yarn and a mohair yarn together. You've got 2 fingering weight yarns and 1 mohair yarn, and you hold the mohair throughout the pattern and just alternate these according to the pattern. And my yarns, the mohair that I'm using is by Lina Knits, and it's their silk hair. And this is the colorway 078. And then my purple is by Fiddle Knits Fibers and the polka base, and it's the amethyst colorway. 100% superwash merino. And the second one is also 100% superwash merino. It's by Old Maiden Aunt, and it's the dry colorway. Not really sure how to pronounce that. I think this is a Scottish word. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, I had the privilege of knitting the sample for Woolenberry for this shawl, and now I'm re-knitting it for myself because I just really enjoyed it, and the finished shawl just seems so warm and cozy that I want to have one for myself. But now that I'm knitting it a second time, I'm doing one thing a bit differently. Instead of just let's see, instead of like now I'm knitting the purple with the mohair. So then when I'm on the stripe section, I need to knit the gray with the mohair. So I would just switch them like this. And I found the yarns tangle quite a lot when doing that. So for this striped section, I decided to try just holding each color having their own mohair. So since I have several balls of this, it's quite easy to do, and that really helps. They don't tangle up at all, pretty much. So yes, that means that there's some more ends to weave in, but it just makes the knitting a whole lot easier. This is a really quick knit shawl, so I could have this done pretty quickly, but I'm just really, now every time I'm knitting, I'm working on that sweater because I just really want to have it finished and nicely blocked and not have to stress about it. So this will probably be something that I knit on the last few days before I leave. Or I could take this with me if I don't finish it, because I pretty much know the pattern by heart right now. So it would be perfect knitting for knit nights and just a quick stitch here and there. And that leads me to the last thing. Well, it's not the last thing I wanted to talk about. But I've been thinking about what I want to knit while I'm there. So I'll be there for 8 days in Scotland. I'll be in Scotland for 8 days. Because after the festival, Maria and I are spending a bit of time elsewhere in Scotland, just because it's so beautiful and we want to take a little holiday together. So I know that I'm not a good travel knitter. Like, I take knitting with me, usually several projects, and I knit like 10 stitches. But this time I know that I will be with other knitters, and I will be going to Knit Night. Last Edinburgh Yarn Festival I went to the Knit Night at Aqua. Yes, I think it was Aqua. And I didn't take any knitting with me, so that's the kind of travel knitter I am. I go to a yarn festivals, Knit Night, and don't knit anything. So I think this year I might change that bit. We're going to... Maria signed us up for one of the Knit Nights, either at Aqua or Hemma. Now I can't remember which one it is, but I'll be at one of them. Anyway, I know that I will be taking my Advent scrap socks, which haven't seen any progress since the last time you saw them. So the first one is done, and I will be taking that with me just so that I remember what I did, the increases and yeah, color changes. So this is how much I've got done. So there's a lot of knitting that needs to be done here, but this is quite fast once I get going. There's the heel, which will slow me down, but otherwise. So this is one project that I'm taking with me, but I feel like I want to take something else just because what if I don't feel like knitting on this sock? So I could take the shawl if I don't finish it, or this whip that also hasn't seen any progress. Oh, I need to remove, change the marker to where we are now. There. Right, so I could take this. It's just striping on the body, some increases, and then finishing up the sleeves and the hem. So I could take this. This is also... So I'm looking for like easy peasy things that I don't need me to look at the pattern. Where that didn't make any sense. Where I don't need to look at the pattern that often. So this is one I could take. So there are the socks and then something else. But I'm also... Oh, what was that? But I'm also thinking it would be nice to have something new on the needles while there. I don't know why it would be nice, but it just feels like it would. So I went through my queue on Ravelry and looked at project that I had yarn for in my stash, and that would be on the easy side of knitting, and this is one of them. So this is Ujo by Ankestrick, and it's from the second issue of Lina. The cover looks like this. So it's a stockinette tunic. It has nice pockets that I love. I'm thinking this would be really good travel knitting. Even though it's a large project, I would only need to take 3 skeins of yarn with me for it. And like this sweater is also 3 skeins. That makes me wonder, maybe the 3 skeins isn't enough? But I've checked the yardage. I just checked the yardage, and it does make sense. Anyway, so this starting something new like this is a possibility. Help me decide. Let me know in the comments below. Should I continue with the confetti sweater by Veera Välimäki? Take the shawl if I don't finish it, or start Ujo, or just something completely different. Right, so the one more thing. Last episode I told you that I had received these skeins of Jacob yarn from Blacker, because I'm part of the official podcaster group at Edinburgh Yarn Festival. They asked me if I wanted to sample their new base, and of course I said yes. And I had just gotten these before filming the last episode. The latest, the previous. I had just gotten these before I filmed the previous episode, and the first impression was very good. So now I've had time to do a little swatch. I didn't do a big swatch, but a little swatch, just to get a feel for the yarn and what it is good for. And what I have here in my swatch, I did this in the 3.5mm needles. Now here they recommend a 3mm needle, and I think if you're knitting garments that would be nice. This is maybe a bit on the loose side, but for shawls I think the 3.5 is good. So I did some squishy garter stitch stockinette. I tried some Guernsey style patterning, but I think the yarn has just that much halo that it's not showing up that well, and also because it's the sort of heathered colors. I did try some color work, but the two yarns that I have don't have enough contrast, so you really can't tell anything except for the stripe. And then the lace, and I really love how it feels, how this garters feel squishy. I love how the how lively the stockinette looks, and I really love how it shows lace. And this isn't even aggressively blocked, and it's showing up so beautifully. So while this is a non-superwash and sort of a woolly wool, it's really soft, and I'm really wanting to knit a cardigan or a sweater out of this, and I also think it will look beautiful in shawls. So might be that I come home from the festival with some bows of Jacob. So it came in two ways, 4-ply and DK, and what I had was the 4-ply. And these were the undyed ones. So the Jacob sheep has a fleece that's in two colors naturally. So this is what they are. They're just different versions of it. Oh, I think there were 4 undyed bases. That would be a nice natural fade if you're looking for fade type projects and a new spin on them. Right, so that was all the knitting content that I did, that I've done since the last episode. Now there will be, so I will do the vlog from my visit to EYF, and then a week from when I get back, I will do a podcast episode in this regular format. So instead of seeing you in 2 weeks with a new podcast, I will see you in 2 weeks with a vlog, and then 3 weeks for the next episode. I just want to talk a bit more about my 1 year anniversary because it's just unbelievable. But if you're not interested in that, thank you so much for watching this far. Hope to see you soon. Yeah, so 15th of March is when I registered as a business owner, and it's just unbelievable. It's been just like, at the same time it feels like a really long time because a lot has happened, but it really does feel like a very short time. Like it was just the other week that I started my business, and now it's 1 year old. Yeah, so I'm just really grateful for each one of my clients. I've had the privilege to be a part of so many exciting projects. There are many that are coming up, and yeah, I just hope that I will be here 1 year from now, celebrating 2 years in business and feeling and starting a 3rd year. So it's just I think this is what makes me happy. I enjoy all the aspects of my work. I do the publishing editing for school books, and then there's the knitting side where I tech edit and translate and do other assistant tasks for other designers, and then I design my own patterns, and it's just a nice balance of creative and sort of very detail oriented. I enjoy creating my own designs and putting them out in the world, and I love seeing other people knit something that was just an idea in my head originally, a tiny idea, and then someone else is knitting it and loving it, and that just, I cannot even tell you what it feels like. And I also really enjoy helping other designers make their ideas come to life. So thank you, whatever it is you've done to support me, if it's just watching this one podcast, liking my post on Instagram, buying my patterns, having me tech edit your patterns, having me help you in other ways. I'm just really grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.